and welcome to day 6. It's the week on the Slimfast plan. And what a surprise. Same thing it's been every day. This is the last one I have, by the way. I do have I think I've got 2 meal replacement bars left, so I'll be good for today and for the morning tomorrow. But one of those things is scheduled to show up. So, we'll see. But I'm very disappointed in the fact that this stuff has not shown up, that I could actually do something different other than the same things that I've done every single day this week. I'm also lucky that Gail decided that, she couldn't really do it because she was, trying to get her strength back up and whatnot. So I could have these, because otherwise I would have to get up and go get more. So we're going to have this. We're going to go to work. We're going to have a snack. We're going to have lunch. And we're going to look forward to that eagerly anticipated Slimfast recipe style dinner tonight. Because that has been basically the highlight of this week. Slimfast dinner. Again, we're not doing it exactly as recipe, but we're doing it similar to the recipe, because I'm not putting in all the work that they have for some of those items. But tonight's will go pretty well with what typically the theme for, if you've seen a lot of these days on Friday nights, you know what Friday nights are. So we're going to be having something similar to that tonight. What is that? Do you remember? Have you been watching this series enough to know what it is that we do? And usually, since I've moved the format to Sundays through Saturdays, it's usually been on day 6. Take a guess. Do you know what it is? Let's find out tonight. But first, work. Looking like a pretty good day today. Having my little snacky, the lemon tart, and then I'm going to get on the road. I've got a little bit of mailers to do, but other than that, looks like a pretty good day. Holiday season, can't ask for much more. So we're going to get this done, and then we're going to take our lunch break once we're through there. Lunchtime once again. It is another one of these somewhat melty meal bars, and it's fine. Another discontinued item. Weird how they don't do meal bars anymore. Now it's just shakes. I would kind of think 2 shakes a day would be a bit much, but I don't know. I do have at least one more of these left, so I can have one for breakfast tomorrow if need be. But I don't have anything after that, as far as I can remember. So we'll double check everything. Finish up with work here. I gotta take care of some business. I'll probably go ahead and have my snack before I do that, and then we'll be working on the dinner plan for today. The dinner plan, of course, much like any, is based on the recipe, which is the key thing for this. Slimfast, sure, it's an experiment in that, and I have, because I've not been well, been doing, some Powerades and ginger ales, trying to help me a little bit with recovery process. So probably not as strict with things as I would normally be, but because of the recipes that I've been sticking to, I feel like that's kind of helped a little bit more than on diets like, say, Special K
or baby food diet, where I just kind of had, based on my own judgment, what I thought. And I still lost a pretty good amount of weight. However, Jevon's lost 5.6 pounds on this. Will I be able to lose 5.6? I should, because I weigh about 30 more pounds than he did when he did it. So I should be able to. But will this whole series of, having been sick, drinking a little bit more of the caloric drinks than what I normally would, will that play a factor? Will it play a factor that I actually had a third snack and he totally skipped the third snacks because at night he was fine? So I'm not skipping snacks. I'm doing it the way that it's designed, and I'm doing it I'm doing it with the recipes, which is the key reason that I want to do it. He just kind of did his own thing. So we'll see how it goes. Until then, this is what I got.
Okay, back from work, first thing. Reasonable time on that. Second thing, took care of the flat tire situation that I had with my truck this morning. Got that fixed. It was a really good rate. Mavis Tires, great job over there. Really good job with that. Next thing, come home, have my snack real quick because it is a little later. And I got to fix dinner. But before I fix me and Gail's dinner, I need to prep Sparkle's food because she has, well, we're having tacos, and I'll talk more about that later. But Sparkle's tacos are different than ours. She is going to have basic beef, cheese, and hard shell taco. So that's what she's got. Made a quick run. We'll cook that, prep that up for her. She can, I'll season it just slightly, make sure it's not too spicy or anything like that. And then we'll work on ours. Also, since I've been home, cats are wanting food too, so I gotta do food, and some of the dishes need to be prepped up and whatnot. So there's a lot that's trying to happen all at once here tonight, and some people are going to certain places, whatnot. I don't know what all's going on, but there's a lot. So I'm gonna get started. Food is now done. Happy?
I guess.
Okay. Well, now it's time for the one that relates to the week gone, and that is the steak tacos as listed in the Slimfast recipe. Here are the ingredients, basically, in the recipe. We've got black beans, tomatoes. I'm using cherry tomatoes just because we're going to need those later. We've got our corn tortillas, which are good for gluten-free option. The small ones, by the way, too. Black pepper, lettuce. It does say salsa, but I just use taco sauce. We already have that on hand. Our plant-based steak tips, and substituting from regular steak. We'll need a lime for some lime juice. And included in this as a side item is some fruit, which in this case is watermelon and supposed to be honeydew, but honeydew wasn't readily accessible, so I got the cantaloupe, which is the complement to that. So there we go. That is the entire listing of items for tonight's meal. So let's get prepping, which I'm sure is going to start with this. Okay, status of steak is cooking, almost ready to go. Lime squeezed. Got our beans out of container. And Gail is currently working on the tomatoes. So we're going to be wrapping up pretty quickly. Okay, steak is in a bowl. Going to pepper it and add lime juice and then toss it and it will be done. Okay. And then just add a little smattering of that. Status update as I prepare to build the tacos stuff. Here are the shells. The steak prepared. The beans. got our cheese, which we were able to have today. Got our sauce, lettuce, and tomatoes. And this recipe actually came with a dessert as a option as well, which was watermelon and honeydew. But of course, like I said, couldn't find the honeydew, so I went with cantaloupe, which is similar. And since I don't usually get something like that, as my third snack of the day, I'm going to just take the Cocoa Whip as my third snack and add it to the fruit. So let me build this, and then we'll see how it is. There it is. All right. Let us see how this actually is. So no sour cream, which is a common thing that I often have with my tacos, and no guacamole, which is another common thing. One thing I also tend to like, but don't always have, is the black olives, which I do have on hand, but not going to use it. So let's see how this recipe is with the gluten-free steak, plant-based steak. Okay, it's pretty good. Got a little, the lime kind of cuts a little bit, but not too powerful, but you can definitely tell the acid is there in it. I do like that. Got all the elements. I think probably the most overpowering thing, and maybe I might have put a little too much in, might have been the lime juice, because it is a little strong, but it's not strong tasting, but the bite is a little strong in it. Not enough to actually be anything other than just like, ooh, that's a little intense, but it's intensity is subjective. It's not that intense, but it's just something that's like, oh, that's there, which you don't expect. So it's very good. Also, we've got watermelon, which is really good. And then we got cantaloupe, which Gail told me, in her words, sucked. Although this piece, can't speak for the ones that she ate, this piece is really good, actually. Very juicy. Yeah, that's probably why. Rind sucks, anyway. This is like a centerpiece. This is really good.
Oh, I have a
Sorry.
It's okay.
Alright, so this looks like a pretty good winner.